let's explore Tim and 6 other spiritual poems. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. Today's first poem, Tim. Consider Yoda's playful and harmless demeanor when first he met Luke upon the swamp planet of Dagobah. Like the truly enlightened, Yoda was happy to leave shock and awe to the petulant fools, unlike the wizard known as Tim in Monty Python's quest for the Holy Grail. Today's second poem, How to Know. How are we to know which teacher or which teachings to rely upon? This is a seemingly straightforward question that could really open a can of worms. One of the lies of patriarchy is that truth comes from authority, like when we were kids and our moms used to say, "Because I said so." But that was the opposite of what Buddha taught. He explained that the popularity of a teacher is no guarantee of the effectiveness of his teachings. Buddha also taught that neither age, nor beauty, nor wealth, nor fame, nor reputation, nor convention were any guarantee of the effectiveness of a teaching. But what did he mean by convention? The so-called norms and standards that our society uses to prove the qualifications of another, such as resume, credentials, and letters of recommendation. Yet Buddha did not think very highly of these at all. Well, great. Buddha told us what will not guarantee the effectiveness of a teaching, but the inferred question remains like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. How are we to know, to really know, which teacher and which teaching to rely upon? In a word, results. Jesus taught, "You shall know a tree by its fruit." And, like the old saying, the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. In theory, this seems legit, but how do we apply it practically? 7 easy steps. First, suspend judgment. That pesky tendency we each have to jump to the wrong conclusion as if doing so was an aerobic activity and we were a model preparing for bikini season. Second, attend a beginning meditation class. Third, perform the technique you learn in that class. 5 minutes every morning and 5 minutes every evening for 6.5 consecutive days. Fourth, if 6.5 consecutive days have elapsed, only to find you have not practiced your new technique 5 minutes every morning or 5 minutes every evening, then you simply possess neither the desire nor the drive to acquire the skill set of meditation. Fifth, re-engage your judgment simply by noticing the results you have achieved. Sixth, if, after practicing your new technique 5 minutes every morning and 5 minutes every evening for 6.5 consecutive days, your anxiety or irritation or sadness have remained unchanged, or perhaps have grown so much worse that people begin calling you Little Darth Vader, then go find a better teacher. But 7th, if after practicing your new technique every morning and every evening for 6.5 consecutive days, you are even a little more peaceful, or more patient, or more happy, then return to your new teacher and eagerly devour your second lesson like a hungry doggy with a treat. Today's third poem, Every. My neighbor's infant twins double as dumbbells, ensuring that their parents grow buffer every day. Today's fourth poem, Punished. Exhausted but far from lazy, her body awoke before her brain did. When at last her consciousness roused itself, it found itself in the middle of an exercise class, asking itself, am I being punished? Today's fifth poem, One Taste. The perception of feeling is simply that which notices whether a sensory input is painful, plain, or pleasurable. And this sensory input could be as non-conceptual as merely feeling or tasting or smelling or hearing or seeing. Or it could be as elaborate as noticing our emotions or intentions or reasoning or recollection or imagination. How could pain and plainness and pleasure be of the same taste as so many scholars and poets insist? As we breathe in, we notice them as being quite different. This is a conventional mindfulness or true knowledge. As we breathe out and relax our bodies as best we can notice our minds spontaneously letting go of whatever pain or plainness or pleasure we passively noticed during our inhalation. It is as if all that we had perceived a moment ago is temporarily experienced as being non-graspable. This fleeting taste of non-graspability is the one flavor shared by all. It is called ultimate insight or liberation. Awareness and release are like two sides of the same coin. It is folly to cling to one and shun the other, to revile the conventional and laud the ultimate. For that is but a continuing of the duality that dreads some things and desires yet others. Rather, let us flow from awareness to release, to awareness to release, with every inhalation and every exhalation as a dance of freedom, centered and spontaneous and uncontrived. An easy way to practice the self-liberation of feeling is to silently and mentally recite bliss or pain during the inhalation, and then mentally recite yet empty during the exhalation as you relax as best you can. Or when inhaling, to silently and mentally recite how relax into the awareness of this bliss or pain, and then when exhaling, to verbally chant Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha while relaxing as best you can. Today's sixth poem, Out. Courtesy is the currency of kings. If an individual will not treat you with respect, then they do not belong in your life. Eject them like an errand belter out an airlock. Today's seventh and final poem. There will always be those eager to pepper you with pointed questions who, despite the innocence of their pretext, are not really asking you to give them your information as much as they are demanding you to give them your power. Beware of these fools who, like vampires on a first date or like Sith Lords practicing forced rain, seek to feed upon you. Let us conclude with a simple call to action. This podcast will never have any advertisements, so support us monthly on PayPal and like us on your podcast service to help others find us, just as you found us as well. If meditation is felt impossible or boring or just out of reach, you are welcome to register at buddhajoy.org for the next series of live online meditation class webinars that meet once a week.